What's going on, everybody? The Chargers dominated the Raiders. I told all you Raider fans, if any of you Raider fans watch this, rewatch all of my videos from the past week. Everything that I said came true. Everything that I said came true. Now I'm gonna get to the game and all that stuff. First, let me get to all of the. Let me see the previous comments that I had for the Josh McDaniels versus Brandon Staley matchup. I had, let me see. There was 55 comments, mostly Raider fans in there arguing with other Charger fans. And Raiders O-line, will they hold up, right? I made this 7 days ago. So I made this video last Sunday. This one has 131 comments in there. And I predicted, will they hold up? Will the Raiders hold up against the Chargers? Will the Raiders O-line hold up against the Chargers? No, they did not hold up against the Chargers, just like I told y'all they would not hold up against the Chargers. And after even all the 6 sacks, there was no holding calls on the Raiders either. If you are a fan, there was no holding calls on either team. There was no holding calls on the Raiders offensive line. There were several blatant holding calls against Khalil Mack throughout the game. And those did not get called. So this game was not as close as everybody wants to think it was. The Raiders were holding on for dear life, literally. They went and they put the rookie Thayer Mumford in. I covered him in the offensive line video. He got beat badly by Joey Bosa. They ended up taking him out and putting Illuminor back in, and he got beat all game long. The Raiders' offensive line is a issue. Now, I know a lot of you Raider fans think that you guys are going to be the 2021 Bengals. You're not. I'm here to tell you that you're not. I'm here. Jesus Christ told me to come and tell you that y'all are not the 2021 Bengals. You are not going to be the Bengals. You are not going to get anywhere with this offensive line. You will get to six, maybe 7 wins. And I'm just being generous there. And as far as Josh McDaniels goes, everything I said about him is true too. Now 11-18 as a head coach. Where's the offensive genius? Can somebody, any Raider fans who want to come on here, want to point out the offensive genius to me? So the offensive genius that Josh McDaniels is, according to Raider fans, is that he gets the best wide receiver, trades for the best wide receiver in the league, and throws it to him 20 times. That's offensive genius to me? That's really offensive genius to you? That is, what's the big deal? What is the big deal about that? That's what you do when you have the best receiver in the league. You throw it to him 20 times. What else are you going to do? What else did Derek Carr do throwing outside of Devontae Adams? Not much, really. Not much. Darren Waller, I guess he had an okay game. Is it a good game for how much money he got paid? No, not to me. Hunter Renfrow, what he had 2-3 catches, and he's making 15-60 million. That wasn't a great game for me. So I don't know, man. I really don't know. Starters didn't even play in the preseason. Exactly. Starters didn't play. The Chargers defense is real, man. Khalil Mack is that guy. I tried to tell everybody. Raider fans don't want to hear it. They were talking about Max Crosby and all of this stuff. Max Crosby is here. Khalil Mack is up here. Khalil Mack is way up here. All of the holding and everything. Khalil Mack wasn't healthy last year. That was his only issue. He wasn't healthy. Khalil Mack dominated. They could not block that man. And Joey Bosa, I mean, he dominated on his side as well too. They really had to pick their poison when it came to this. Like, they were just completely overwhelmed and completely blitz. I was happy with a few Lombardi possessions. And that's the thing. Lombardi is going to do that. Lombardi is going to get, I told everybody this as well too. Lombardi, his standard is conservative. His standard is conservative. So when there is a drive and we need a first down, he's going to come out, simple run, simple pass, simple run, and we're going to punt it away. There's no, nothing flowing. That is what he does. He's conservative. He's a problem. He's going to be an issue. If the Chargers don't win the Super Bowl this year, Joe Lombardi will probably be the reason why. Make no mistake about that. Definitely make no mistake about that. Mack's last sack was obvious hold in front of the refs, and they didn't do anything. Exactly. Colton Miller was holding him the entire game. So was Illuminor. They were both holding. They were outside of, especially when they're turned to the side. It's so obvious. They're turned to the side, and their hands are literally here and here, and they're holding. You can tell, like, fans can call it, right? But no, they didn't throw anything. It didn't matter because Mack just backed them right into it, and he caused 2 fumbles, and he had 3 sacks. The Chargers overwhelmed. They really, really overwhelmed. no element of surprise. Like McDaniels, that's what I'm saying. He is not an offensive guy. Everybody in the New England organization, and mark my words here, everybody in the New England organization is being thoroughly exposed. Tom Brady is not involved with the organization anymore. What happened to the Patriots today? They got their asses whooped by the Dolphins, by a nerdy head coach, right? He does no offense, but he's a nerdy head coach. He's kind of goofy and all that stuff. They got their asses kicked. They scored 7 points. Everybody, Bill Belichick, his pants are down. Josh McDaniels, his pants are down. Everybody's pants are down in the New England organization. Everybody. Tom Brady is not there to save these guys anymore. Tom Brady's not there to save their bad drafting. He's not there to save their bad game planning, offense and defense. He's not there to save these dudes. He's not walking through that door. These guys are going to be exposed. Josh McDaniels is going to be exposed. Think about this. Think about what the Raiders have, right? And you think about when it comes to the salary cap and all of that stuff, right? The way the salary cap is constructed in the NFL, you can only pay, maybe 7, 8 guys, right? Kind of top of the market, whatever, around that area. Think about what the Raiders have, right? Outside of Derek Carr, who they've paid, the quarterback. The Raiders have a lot of money tied up into two position groups, right? Pass catchers, you have Waller making top of the market money. You have Renfro making almost top of the market money. And you have Devontae Adams at top of the market. Then you have the two bookends who didn't do anything today. You have Chandler Jones, who disappeared and didn't do anything. Max Crosby, who made a few plays here and there. Both those guys, they have their money tied up into two position groups. DBs, no. Linebacker, no. Defensive line, interior defensive line, no. Offensive line, no. They have no money anywhere else. They have money in two position groups. Two. That's why I said the Raiders might get 6 wins, and I'm being generous this year because that is not going to pan out. That is not how you construct a team. That's not how you build a team. And this is what you look like when you come out doing that. And you have a quarterback in Derek Carr who is Kirk Cousins. Derek Carr is Kirk Cousins. And again, I'm being generous because Kirk Cousins has a playoff win. Derek Carr ain't got no playoff wins. Derek Carr's been in the league for 9 years now. We know what he is. The Raider fans come on here and they talk all this and they pop all this stuff off thinking that Josh McDaniels is the guy. Josh McDaniels is the guy that Derek Carr needs in order for him to start popping in year 10. No, that ain't how it works. Derek Carr is who he is. He is who he is, right? And the Chargers, they picked him off. And this is impressive, right? Getting 3 picks against Derek Carr is impressive because Derek Carr don't take chances, right? Derek Carr is a little scared. He's on a little scaredy side, especially when it comes to making throws and all that stuff. He would rather eat the ball and take a sack than make a throw and, get an interception or whatever. He doesn't do that. He's not a gunslinger. He doesn't have the gunslinger mentality. He has that game managing mentality. And that's who he is. Derek Carr, it's fine. He's not the worst quarterback, but he is who he is. He is who he is. Let's see. Carter. Yes. DeAndre Carter definitely is a weapon. He is a weapon. I thought that Joe Lombardi was going to send him on a lot more deeper routes. The Raiders, their defensive backs, especially if you pay attention to the game, right? You look at the first and second quarter, right? When the Chargers were trying to run the ball, they were trying to establish the run. All of the DBs were up. All of the DBs had their eyes in the backfield. I was like, okay, so we're definitely going to go deep now. We're going to go play action and we're going to hit them deep because they've been looking in the backfield. Nate Hobbs was coming up making plays. Jonathan Abrams was always around the line of scrimmage. A play action, go over the top, you could have easily hit them deep. But, we didn't end up doing that. The game plan, I do have a problem with that. That's another, probably make a video, during the week with that. But, they were very undisciplined. And I thought, we could have probably put up 40 points if we wanted to. But, like I said, that's another story for another day. But I'm going to say that, yeah, Herbert looking so commanding. Yes, Herbert is commanding out there because Herbert understands this offense. He understands the offense. And he just has a general understanding of football. What Justin Herbert is Peyton Manning with a better arm and more athletic and just bigger. That's who Justin Herbert is. And I don't think a lot of people are haven't been talking about that. They will this year though, because everything starts up here first. Because you look at some of the throws that he made, right? Just the little movements, the little subtle movements of his helmet, the little subtle movements looking away. He created those windows that he threaded, the ball through. That's what he did. He completely created those in a matter of 3 seconds. And he understood exactly what the defense was in. He understood where he needed to go. And he understood how much daylight he really needed to thread these passes and get them in there. That's what he was doing. Like, and Joe Lombardi, he just kept calling. He was rolling for a little while. It kind of got stagnated in the second half. I didn't like that. I thought, they should have spread it out a little more just to get in a better rhythm, because I think if they were able to pass the ball better in the second half, I think they would have been able to run the ball better. But Joe Lombardi, like I said, his standard is just going very, very conservative, right? When he's not sure of something, or if it's, just go conservative, just go right up the gut, or, a small play here or there. Like, that's what he does. He's a conservative play caller, and I don't think that's going to change. So that's going to be another issue to get, eventually down the line. But I think, man, if any Raider fans, if y'all catch this, I try to tell you, you are going to have a difficult time this season. And also, why didn't the Raiders run the ball? They were having really good success. The Raiders were running the ball, and just like I said in the video a couple of days ago, they were running the ball just to run it, just so they don't pass it every down. They were not committed to the running game. I thought if they committed to the running game, this game would have been a lot closer if they committed to the running game. But they didn't. They didn't. They have Davante Adams, and they're going to throw Davante Adams the ball 20 times a game. Okay, what else does that do? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's not great. He didn't take one sack, didn't throw one back, but we were threatless to go. And that's without J.C. Jackson. Exactly. And that's without J.C. too. Like, if Davante Adams doesn't have as many yards as he has, or as many catches, if J.C. Jackson is playing him. Because the Chargers were really, they kind of started off a little vanilla. And they were trying not to get beat deep, and Davante Adams was just beating them, with the intermediate stuff, right? Which is all fine and dandy. And I kind of understood watching it. I understood the game plan. I understood where Staley was coming from, because if you go vanilla and you let Davante Adams get all of these catches and all that stuff, whatever, okay, this looks great for fantasy football and the stats and all that stuff. That ain't gonna win you no damn games, though, because what it comes down to what do you do in the trenches, and how are you able to finish off drives? And the Raiders were not able to finish off drives, and they were not good in the trenches. So all the Davante Adams stuff is just window dressing. And that's kind of what it is. Like, he's got a bunch of catches. What did he have? 12 catches or whatever it was. Like, that ain't going to win nobody no games. Like, that's not what it is. Like, and this is a completely different it's a completely different situation than like Mahomes and Tyreek Hill, because Tyreek Hill, it's kind of the same thing. Tyreek Hill can take the top off your defense. He can score in 5 seconds. He's the fastest guy in football. He can take the top off your defense. He can score, right? It don't matter about red zone. It don't matter about anything. Nobody has to really be good. All Mahomes has to do is really give it to Hill, a 10-yard pass, and he can take it and he'll go the distance. We've seen him do that multiple times. Davante Adams ain't that type of receiver. Davante Adams is a possession receiver. So again, they got to like kind of kill you about death by 1,000 cuts. But if you're not, producing in the red zone, and if you're not able to block up front, all of that crap don't matter. And it didn't matter. He had a really good game, but it didn't matter. This ain't Aaron Rodgers, and this ain't the Packers. So I think we all know that. So Kyler Murray, you playing? Oh yes. K9 is back. K9 is back. I seen that aggressiveness that he had. Drew Tranquil definitely too. He played really well. They were prepared for what the Raiders wanted to do, and they were prepared for Darren Waller up the middle as well too. Drew Tranquil, he played safety at Notre Dame, so he looked like he was back at Notre Dame playing safety. He turned around, got that interception. That was nice. But yes, I like the linebacker play. I think Van Noy played well too. I think they understand like tape study. They understand film study, because you watch them pre-snap. They're always communicating. And, they're looking at formations that they've seen on tape. So they came out prepared. I knew that they were prepared. Obviously Darren Waller is a great player. He's going to make some plays. Hunter Renfrow is a guy I thought that the Raiders should have let go, but they paid him as a slot receiver. He ain't no Wes Welker. He's not Wes Welker. He's not Julian Edelman either. He's just whatever. Honestly, today he just looked like a regular white guy out there because he got locked down. Bryce Callahan locked him down. And I called that out in one of the videos too. That was a matchup to watch. Bryce Callahan won that matchup. He definitely won that matchup. I think Bryce Callahan definitely was, outside of Khalil Mack, definitely the MVP of the game. Love it. Shout out Asante. Yes, Asante Samuel. Asante Samuel was balling. He was balling. I liked his aggressiveness. I liked when him and Adams were at each other. I like that. Establish that physicality. This is a different Charger team. I like it. I like it. I want to see some flags for unnecessary rough. I want to see that. I want to see that this year because this is a different Charger team. I want them to establish that physical identity up front, and they did a pretty good job of it today. Definitely. Everyone go spam a Raiders channel. That's what they get for talking. The Raider fans, they were coming on my page, and you go look at the comments. They were talking about how the Josh McDaniels is such a great coach, and this is their year, and this is what they were talking about. Again, the Emperor has no clothes. Tom Brady is not associated with the New England Patriots organization anymore. Josh McDaniels is in over his head. He is not a great offensive mind. This is not a good. That was not a great offensive game plan. That was terrible. That was trash. Tragic. They are not going to be able to block anybody this year. Does Derek Carr make it through the year healthy? I don't even know, man. We'll see. We'll see. Hey, shout out to Young West. Thank you for the super chat, man. Defense won the game. Defense definitely won the game. They were amazing. They were outstanding up front. And I said this in the run game. They definitely established it in the run game. And, I thought they were a little vanilla earlier, but I think they were trying to fill out what the Raiders were going to do because I think Staley was coming from the standpoint, do they have anything special for us? And no, they didn't. They didn't have nothing special for us. So by the time, you get closer to halftime, then I started seeing the Chargers really do some exotic stuff. They came out in different looks. They confused the offensive line. They had Derek Carr tap dancing in the pocket like he always does, right? When he's uncomfortable, he will start tap dancing in the pocket. He will start moving around. He really doesn't know what to do. And yeah, so the defense definitely won the game. Shout out to the defense. Brandon Staley, Ronaldo Hill, they did a really good job. K9 looks a bit more lively. He is lively because I think he got his confidence back, and now he knows what he has to do, right? You have these guys up front, Sebastian Joseph Day, Morgan Fox, those guys, they played a really good game. Austin Johnson, Mack and Bosa are going to do their thing. K9, he knows what he has to do now. He has to play downhill and bring the thunder. That's really all he has to do now. His job is simplified. Derwin James is calling the defense, so he doesn't have to worry about calling the defense or anything like that. Go downhill, bring the thunder. I think K9 is going to have a huge year, and I think he is going to be very, very crucial to what the Chargers do. All of the success that the Chargers have, K9 is definitely going to play a huge part in that because he looked like Oklahoma K9 to me tonight. He was very, very good. He was running from sideline to sideline. He was hitting. He was bringing it with force. I'm excited, very excited to see what he does this year. He's going to be good. Bryce Callahan was a huge pickup as well. Yes, he was because he understands this defense. He understands the Staley defense. And I know he played in Denver last year, and they played it, like I said, it was an offshoot of the defense with what's the older coordinator, Fangio. So that's what Staley's defense is. It's an offshoot of it. We play a little more man-to-man, well, especially with J.C. Jackson now. But Bryce Callahan understands this defense. He understands where his help is in the defense as well, too. So when he had that pick on Renfro, he knew exactly what he was doing, right? He was in the trail position, and he was able to jump on that ball because he knew the sideline's over here. And if he doesn't catch it, if I don't intercept it, he's probably not going to catch his ball. So he was able to, kind of, take his shots at different points because he understands. He knows what he's doing. He's not lost at all. He understands what he's doing. He's going to play a big role, especially in that nickel for all the teams that want to go out and pass and all that stuff. Yeah. Mike Davis needs to go. No, Mike Davis played all right. He played all right today, especially for what he was asked to do. He plays a different style than J.C. Jackson, and I think his matchup is not really like the intermediate stuff, right? You have to be willing to give that up with Michael Davis, right? And it's not going to kill you, right? You can give up some intermediate stuff, give up some yards, give up some catches. It didn't kill us today, right? Because he is a bigger corner. So he is a guy I think he's a lot better down the field. So I think he'll be a lot better against Kansas City, against their Valdez Scantling and the guys who really run vertical routes down the field. He's going to get beat by Devontae Adams, He's going to get beat by Renfro. They run a lot of intermediate stuff, and he is just not. He's not a guy that's really like shutting down intermediate stuff. He is a guy. He's going to shut down some of the stuff down the field. He's bigger, right? He can jump. He's got pretty good speed, but yeah, you have to kind of like give that up with him because you can't just go man to man with him just like you do with J.C. Jackson. I thought he played well for what he was asked to do today. Not bad, not bad. Obviously, he'd be better, but he wasn't bad. Austin Johnson held their ground. Going to come up huge for running. What do you think? Mike will not be targeted more. I don't know. Mike Williams looked like he was. I don't know. He looked like he was out of it a little bit. But again, I think the injury to Keenan Allen, I think it played some role in Mike Williams not being targeted because I think a lot of his success comes off of Keenan Allen because Keenan Allen runs that intermediate stuff. And when you notice, it's either Mike Williams is like almost right behind him, going like the opposite direction. So he runs a little bit deeper stuff than Keenan Allen. And without Keenan Allen being there, they're able to kind of target him a little bit more, right? Or they're able to play tighter coverage on Mike Williams because if he's not really running deep, he can outrun some guys. He's not the fastest dude in the world, but he can outrun a lot of corners. But I think that's really where his success is if he's running deeper routes. If he's running these little 5-yard ends or these little drags and all that stuff, I don't know, man. I just don't. That's really not the best use for him because he's not a wiggle guy, right? He's get the ball, put your leg in the ground and go upfield. And, he can do well doing that. But I don't think his route running today, what they were asking him to do, I just don't think he was really all that effective. And, he's a big guy. He should be working downfield. He should not be doing any of this little, intermediate type of stuff that you have the little Hunter Renfro's doing. Mike Williams is big. He's like 6'4", 6'5", 230. He should be working downfield in these jump balls, trying to create like mismatches right in the end zone, the red zone area, or even just down the field. That's what Mike Williams should be doing because he's one of the bigger targets in the league. He can jump. He's got the catch radius. He needs to be working down there. And I think Herbert trusts him down there, but he seems just kind of like out of it, just running these little 5-yard drags and all that stuff. Get the ball to him downfield where he can make a difference. The protection was there today. They could have done it, but for whatever reason, they didn't. And again, that's a Joe Lombardi thing. I'm going to make a video. I'm going to go over this a little deeper in the week. But I thought that, he should have been targeted more downfield, but it is what it is, right? Everything worked out. Derwin played to his contract. He was a monster. He was everywhere today. Yes. He is the best safety in the league. And again, tape study guy. He came prepared. It was that one play. I think the Raiders had it in the Charger. I think they were 30, 35 or whatever. It was like 2nd and 5. There was going to be an easy throw, pretty damn easy throw for Carr. Derwin James, that delayed blitz came up and threw off Carr's timing completely. He was running. He was not able to get his feet set, threw the ball in the ground. That was a huge play. Because if the Raiders are able to convert on that, who knows? Maybe they go and score a touchdown, whatever. But yeah, he does. He came in and he made like these little plays, right? They're not plays that you're gonna really like see on ESPN or whatever. But he'll come up, make a tackle, right? Hold a guy on a 3rd down. He came up, make that big sack in the first quarter. They tried to block him with the running back. He pretty much just jumped over the running back, was able to get the sack. Those little things like that, they help you win championships. And Derwin James is the guy to do that. So I love the way he played. He's consistent though. He always is consistent. No sack. Yeah. Chargers did not give up any sacks at all. Again, man, I thought the Chargers were good. I thought they really started off good. The offense has to pick it up. The offense has to pick it up, especially against Kansas City. They're going to have to pick it up. You cannot come out and just be timid the entire game. You have to play to win. And I thought Joe Lombardi was not playing to win in the second half. He kind of came out just doing the same exact stuff. And this is where I say, I argue with a lot of people. I argue with a lot of other Charger fans who love Joe Lombardi and say, oh, Joe Lombardi is this and he's great and he's so great and this and that. Stop giving Justin Herbert's credit to Joe Lombardi. Justin Herbert is the guy that's making this thing go. It's not Joe Lombardi at all. Justin Herbert is making this thing go. So please don't get it twisted. Justin Herbert is this guy. And, with him knowing the offense the way that he does now, you definitely can't give Joe Lombardi, too much credit. I mean, obviously you give him credit, right? He's constructing this team. He's constructing this offense, if you will. But Justin Herbert is the guy out there making the checks. He's making the final checks. Nobody's in his ear. This is not the Sean McVay, Jared Goff thing. Nobody's in his ear telling him what to do. He studies. He knows what he's looking for. He knows exactly what he's looking for when it comes to certain plays or whatever. That's Justin Herbert's credit. Don't give Lombardi Justin Herbert's credit. Justin Herbert is a baller, right? And we seen it. Even before Lombardi got there, his rookie season, right? Didn't know anybody, just came in the game and just started balling because that's what he does. He's a baller. Don't give Justin Herbert's credit to Joe Lombardi. Joe Lombardi will, mark my words, he will put the Chargers in another situation where the offense is sputtering and they're going to need to make a play. And Joe Lombardi is going to call some BS the way that he did in, what was it, the late third quarter, early fourth quarter, whatever it was. That's what Joe Lombardi is going to do. He's going to do that because that's what he learned in New Orleans. That's the way he, called plays when he was the offensive coordinator in Detroit. And that's why he was never really elevated in New Orleans. He was just kind of there, just, being Sean Payton's guy. But that's what he does. He is not the offensive mind that Sean Payton is. He's obviously not thought of that way either, because if he was, the Saints would have brought him on as the offensive coordinator instead of Pete Carmichael, the guy who's the offensive coordinator for the Saints now. So he's just not thought of in that way around the league. Like I said, this is Brandon Staley and him are pretty good friends. It's been known that they're pretty good friends, so they are not. He's just not that guy. Like, Justin Herbert is the dude. Don't make no mistake about it. Justin Herbert is the dude. And, he is a guy that is he's going to ball. He's going to continue to ball no matter what. And do not give Justin Herbert's credit to Joe Lombardi, because make no mistake, we will be pissed off at Joe Lombardi probably at several points during the season, because if he is going to continue to call games in the manner that he does, where it's helter-skelter and one half is amazing and another half is just awful, we're going to continue to be pissed at him. Do not give his credit away. Don't give Justin Herbert's credit to Joe Lombardi. We were going to be pissed at him. Let's see. Let me go through these. Xander Horvath is he looks like a genetic freak. I don't know. He looks like a bodybuilder wearing pads and stuff. That dude is. I think he's going to be legit, and he can catch the ball out of the backfield too. That was a nice route that he ran, and that wasn't like a super easy catch for a fullback to make, but he made it look very, very easy. That was the first touchdown of the game. I was impressed. I was definitely impressed by Xander Horvath. I want to see more of him. Mack attack. Yes, sir. Khalil Mack, man. Khalil Mack. Like I said, the only reason last year that everybody was down on him was because he was injured. And he still had 6 sacks, and he only played like 4 or 5 games. He had 2 less sacks than Max Crosby had in the 17-game season. But he was just injured, and that was the only reason why. But like I said in the video that I did, I think it was like a couple months ago, I knew that he was going to come back and establish himself as one of the best, if not the best, end at his position. And he did. He dominated. He freaking dominated. He was like, he was right. And that's the thing about him too. Like, he has superhuman strength, because he doesn't even need to shed the block to get the sack. He will just drive the guy back into the quarterback and grab the quarterback and still strip the ball too. He's still being blocked by the lineman, still grabbing Derek Carr and still stripping the ball. It's like, damn, man, this dude. Why did the Raiders ever let him go? Only the Raiders would let a guy like that go, right? Only the Raiders. Let's see. Joshua Kelly did have a good game. I was impressed by him. I wanted to see him more than Sony Michel. I think Sony Michel he's going to take a little bit more time to get used to this offense. I thought Joshua Kelly played really well, though. He was very good, very good. Khalil Mack made his presence today was disruptive on so many plays. Yeah, and that's just what he does. You have to, like, if you're not double teaming him, you're dumb. It doesn't make any sense. Why would you put your quarterback in that much harm's way? Like, especially the Raiders, they don't have a good offensive line, and we pointed this out. A lot of Charger fans pointed this out. I pointed this out so many times. They do not have a good offensive line, but the Raiders kept coming out and one-on-one. And to start the game, they had 87 blocking him one-on-one, and 87 kept holding him. They did not call anything. Again, they didn't call anything. But the Raiders came out. They were so confident that they had the tight end one-on-one with Khalil Mack, which was stupid. And they deserve to lose. And if they continue to do stuff like that, Josh McDaniels ain't going to be around for a long time. And again, if there's any Raider fans who in here and catch this, y'all come out with more of this, Josh McDaniels ain't going to be around for a long time. I can guarantee you that. I can damn guarantee you that. Because this wasn't a good game plan whatsoever. I'd rather have Peyton than Lombardi. Me too, but Sean Payton is only going to come as a head coach. He ain't going to be an offensive coordinator. Ain't no way he'll be an offensive coordinator. He's only going to be a head coach. Because yes, this offense would be putting up 35 a game if Sean Payton was the play caller, right? In some respects. Because this is his offense, right? And Joe Lombardi is basically, we're running the great value Sean Payton offense. That's pretty much what we're running. If Sean Payton was the coordinator though with Justin Herbert, man, the league wouldn't want to see that. They definitely would not want to see that. Call up Bandy if Keenan is not available for the Chiefs. Well, I don't know. Will it possibly they possibly will. But I think that they were good today though, because you got to remember Gerald Everett can kind of moonlight as a wide receiver too. That catch that he made for that touchdown was freaking amazing. That was a crazy catch. That was a great wide receiver catch. And I told you guys, he has that wiggle to his game that Jared Cook didn't have. Jared Cook looks like a big robot, right? Everything that he does is heavy and he's just running, and he's heavy and he doesn't have that wiggle, like that looseness to his game. Gerald Everett does though, and that's why he made that touchdown catch look easy. And he was up against the safety. Yeah, he was up against that safety, and the safety couldn't even get him to the ground, and he still scored the touchdown, made the back shoulder throw, pretty much backed his way into the end zone. That was a very athletic play. I don't know if Mandy comes up though. I don't know. Maybe. Let's see. What were Everett's numbers? Let's see. What was Everett's numbers? I didn't really pay too much attention to the numbers. I was kind of looking at. I was really watching the offensive line play. So let's see. Let me give. Gerald Everett had 3 for 54 and a touchdown. So he averaged 18 yards a catch. So that was pretty damn good. And his long was 25. So that was really good. Keenan Allen had 4 for 66. DeAndre Carter 3 for 64. Gerald Everett 3 for 54. Eckler 4 for 36. Trey McKitty 3 for 24. Hey, Trey McKitty, man, catch the ball. What the hell? He doing that Jared Cook thing with the concrete hands. Catch the ball. What are you doing? Please catch the ball. Please catch the ball. He dropped 2 passes, I think. Catch the ball, and I think one of them was going to go for a first down for sure. So catch the ball, please. Josh Kelly had 2 for 14. Mike Williams only had 2 for 10. Xander Horvath had 2 for 6, and Josh Palmer only had 3 for 5. So, I mean, this was a pretty good game, but the Chargers are not even really running at optimum speed where the offense is going to be. Like this is really nothing. Like, and that's what I was thinking. Like the offense is not playing all that well. Justin Herbert's playing well. Offensive line was playing well. But as far as the offense goes, like just execution and things, like they're not even close to being where they're going to be like mid-season. Like this ain't nothing. I expect multiple 40-point performances for the Chargers offense this season. I thought they could have ran the ball a lot better too. The running game was not where I wanted it to be, especially in the second half. I thought if they got the second half running game going, then they pretty much could have put the game away a lot earlier than what they did, right? But it is what it is, right? You can't have the perfect game every game, especially in week 1, right? You gotta get some of these webs out, knock the cobwebs out. Nobody played in the preseason, so I'm not too upset about that. Bandy would be a great call-up. Yeah, he would. Yeah, Everett had a touchdown. Let's see. This should have been a beatdown, especially if Alex. Yes, it would have been a beatdown, but this is what the Chargers were kind of doing last year, right? They got up in a lot of games and they kind of just took it easy. And I think, like I said, the offensive play calling, it does so much, right? And it's not just you're calling plays, whatever it's in that, you're kind of dictating the pace and you're kind of dictating the mindset, right? If we're up, we were up by 11 in that fourth quarter. I thought Joe Lombardi should have been dialing up some deep stuff. Let's continue to put the pressure on these suckers. Why are we letting up, right? Why are you letting up? Why are you throwing little 5-yard outs and all of this crap? Continue to put the pressure on them. This is the difference between, I think, what Andy Reid is as a play caller, right, and what Joe Lombardi is. You're going to come out, you're going to be, no, continue to put the pressure on these suckers, right? Because you continue to put the pressure on it. Chargers go up by 11. They come out, and, the next possession, they come out and they go deep, and, they score a 60-yard touchdown or whatever. You are now in the process of breaking spirits, right? And the guys on the Raiders sidelines are going to be looking at each other, and they're going to be playing the blame game over there. They're going to be pointing the fingers. Spirits are going to be broken at that point. And Joe Lombardi just cannot seem to break no damn spirits. We got the best quarterback in the league. I don't care what anybody says about any other quarterback. We got the best quarterback in the league. Joe Lombardi can't break no spirits, though. You got to break spirits. We have one of the best offenses in the league. We have a offensive line that was playing tremendous, giving great protection. Why not go out and break spirits? Justin Herbert, you can trust him. He's not going to go out there and just throw the ball to anybody. He's not going to go out there and turn the ball over and do anything stupid. You have to dial some stuff up to break some spirits. And this is what the really, really good teams do. They're able to distance themselves and not just put themselves in positions to win by 7 points, by 8 points, whatever. They're going to go down the field and they're going to continue to put pressure on you. And you have a quarterback who has one of the strongest arms. He's one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the league as well, too. You have speed guys now. There's no reason not to keep putting the pressure on. But Joe Lombardi doesn't do that. Joe Lombardi doesn't put pressure on anybody. He makes people feel comfortable, and he makes defenses feel comfortable. Especially once the Chargers get a lead, then he'll start calling some BS. And it's just like, I don't like it. I really, really don't like it at all. Any update on Allen injury? I think Keenan. I don't think he's not going to play. Obviously on Thursday, he's got a hamstring. I don't think it's that big of a deal, though. I think Josh Palmer is ready to step up, and I think he's ready to step up and give the Chargers a lot on Thursday night. We seen what he did in the scrimmage. We seen what he did all like preseason long, training camp. He's ready. Josh Palmer's ready to go. So I'm not really worried about the Keenan Allen injury. I think he just has to get ready to, go down the season, right? Just be healthy down the season. It take as long as you need, right? 3-4 weeks, whatever. However long he needs to heal up, 4 or 5 weeks, whatever. Take it. I think the Chargers are going to be good without him. See, I was disappointed Everett was non-existent towards the end of the game. Yeah, but it's play calling. It's play calling, and he can only run the routes that are called for him, right? And if it's not dictated, then it's not dictated. And yes, I thought he should have been targeted more too, because obviously he's a mismatch down the middle. He was a mismatch for any of the safeties, and the Raiders had injuries, right? I don't know if you guys seen the graphic. They had 2 injuries. Their best safety, their best defensive back, Trayvon Morig was out. And who else was? I think it was their corner, Everett. Anthony Everett was out too. So 2 of their starting guys were out on the back end. And did Joe Lombardi go deep? No, he didn't, because that's what he does, and that's just what he is. So again, all of the Charger fans who love Joe Lombardi, look at what he does. This is what he does. So again, we will be pissed at him to come up. Sorry I'm late, but DC looked great. Who's DC? Derek Carr? Oh, yeah. Well, he looked great for us. He threw it to us a lot. So, yeah. How long is Donald Parham out for? He was inactive today. I think he's got a hamstring too. So, it might be a week or 2, I think. Wait. Trey Pipkins held his own tonight. Yeah, he did hold. Yeah, Trey Pipkins did hold his own. Let's see. Carter looked clutch. Yeah, Carter was good. DeAndre Carter was good. He stepped up. He really, really came out and stepped up. I thought he was him and Herbert have some chemistry now. And I think that's going to really show itself over the course of the season. They're just going to continue to get more and more chemistry, because he's a guy, he can run all of the routes. And it's obvious that Herbert trusts him, because that throw was a trust throw. That was one of the throws that he makes normally to Mike Williams or to Keenan Allen. That was a trust throw. he kind of looked off the safety and he threaded the needle, and he was able to get that touchdown. So I like what they're doing. I really, really, really like what they're doing. Yeah. Let's see. I was like Derek Carr. Yeah. Derek Carr was terrible, man. Derek Carr, Derek Carr was awful. He was awful. He was awful. And again, Raider fans, if you Raider fans are in here, I want all Raider fans to come into this stream right now. All Raider fans to come into the stream. Derek Carr is mediocre. He is mediocre. And that's all he's ever been, is mediocre, and that's all he will ever be. A guy who has been in the league for 9 years and has not shown himself to be great is not great. He's played more football than he has left. He is not great. He's not a great quarterback. People need to understand this. And this is what I was saying. This is what I was explaining to people on Instagram who kept talking all this stuff about Derek Carr. Derek Carr and Devontae Adams. Oh, they're best friends. Great. They're reunited. Great. Does Devontae Adams make Derek Carr a better quarterback? No, he doesn't. He does not. He absolutely does not. Wide receivers do not make quarterbacks better quarterbacks. I don't know why people have this thing about this, and this has really never been true. If you look at it, it really has never been true. If you want a great example of this, look at Odell Beckham and his time with the New York Giants. Did Odell Beckham make Eli Manning a top quarterback in the league? No, he didn't. Did Odell Beckham make Eli Manning anything but average? No. Eli was average before Odell got there. Eli was average with Odell, right? They didn't even win a playoff game there, right? They got to the playoffs one time. And that's what a great receiver does with the quarterback, right? A great receiver puts up numbers, and a great receiver is just a great receiver, right? And he doesn't necessarily elevate a quarterback. It's the other way around. Quarterbacks elevate receivers, right? And look no further than the game you just watched, Raider fans. Look no further. What happened to the Chargers' best receiver? Keenan Allen, right, was injured early, hamstring. What did Justin Herbert do? He came and elevated a guy you have never heard of. I bet none of y'all have never heard of DeAndre Carter. What did Justin Herbert came and elevated this man? He had a touchdown, right? He was running routes. He was getting open. He was doing his thing. That's what a great quarterback does. A great quarterback elevates guys you've never even heard of. That's what Aaron Rodgers did, right? That's what you guys know. You guys got Devontae Adams. Aaron Rodgers elevates guys you've never heard of, right? Nobody have ever heard of Allen Lazard before Aaron Rodgers, right? That's what great quarterbacks do. Great quarterbacks elevate wide receivers. It ain't the other way around. It is not the other way around at all. And this is just what it is. This is just a part of the game. If you are a great quarterback, you're going to ball no matter who you got to throw the ball to. And you're going to make unknown guys stars. And it's just not the other way around. So Devontae Adams, as good as Devontae Adams is good. He's good. He showed everything today against the Chargers. He showed his route running ability. He showed off his hands, right? He showed off everything, his timing, all of that stuff. He got it all down. But he cannot make Derek Carr be a superstar. And he just can't. He just can't. He cannot make Derek Carr be a superstar quarterback. Justin Herbert walked into this league as a superstar quarterback. And it didn't matter who he was throwing to. That's what Justin Herbert is, because he is a superstar. Derek Carr has been in this league damn near a decade. He's not a superstar, and he is never going to be a superstar. Josh McDaniels can't make Derek Carr a superstar. Nobody can make Derek Carr a superstar. Derek Carr is a middle-of-the-pack quarterback. You have a middle-of-the-pack quarterback with, the best receiver in the league, right? With premium weapons. That still isn't going to make him a superstar. That's just not what it's not what it is. Look at Patrick Mahomes this year. Patrick Mahomes is going to make some unknown guy a superstar. He's going to make him a superstar, and he's going to make him a household name, because great quarterbacks elevate. They elevate the guys that they throw to. The guys that they throw to do not elevate quarterbacks. They just don't do it, right? You look at Peyton Manning. Look at Peyton Manning's time in Denver, right? You look at the tight end. What was the tight end's name in Denver? Julius Thomas. Remember him, number 80? I think he was like undrafted. I think he was a basketball player that was just from some random school or something like that. What happened with it? Peyton Manning made him a superstar, right? And he got paid, and I remember he went to the Jaguars, and I think he just fell off over there because he obviously wasn't the guy that he was, without Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning made him a superstar. Demaryius Thomas was okay before Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning made him a star, got him paid. This is what great quarterbacks do. It's not the other way around. So don't be looking at Devontae Adams thinking that he's going to make Derek Carr a superstar, because it's just not going to happen. It ain't going to happen. I'm here to tell you this right now. Like I said, if there's any Raider fans in here, y'all might get 6 wins. You might get 6 wins. You might get 7 wins, and I'm just being generous. But your offense cannot be Devontae Adams and nothing else. That ain't going to win you nothing in the NFL. And y'all know this too. If you know anything about football, that ain't going to win you nothing. That ain't going to win you nothing. Nothing at all. Like, that is, now Derek Carr has a security blanket, right? He has a pacifier, right? Well, my daughter didn't really like pacifiers when she was smaller, but he has a pacifier now. Anytime he's feeling, I'm tap dancing, okay, there's Adams. Bam. That's his pacifier. It makes him feel good. Ain't going to win anything. And it's not going to get them to the playoffs either. It's just not. Josh McDaniels, I don't see it. I don't see the offensive genius that y'all say that he is. I don't. I see it with Sean McVay all the time. I see it with Kyle Shanahan. I see it with Zach Taylor. I see it with all of these young guys who really know offense, right? I see it with Mike McDaniel in Miami. I see it with these young guys who know offense, who come from that Shanahan type of system. I see that. I see the offensive genius with them. I don't see the offensive genius with Josh McDaniels. Again, now he is 11-18 as a head coach in the NFL. And, he scored, how many points they scored today? 19 points. It is what it is. Y'all can argue facts all you want to. You can talk about your feelings. Josh McDaniels ain't it. He's not the guy that you think he is. Neither is Derek Carr. Devontae Adams is everything that he is advertised to be. Give him that. Darren Waller, he can get lost at some points. He's good though. He's very good. He's very good, and he's a great target, especially to have in the red zone. But this ain't life-changing. This ain't going to win you no game. This is going to get you last place in the AFC West. Guaranteed. Let's see. Why was Eckler out most of the game? Feels like I didn't see him a lot. Yeah, I think they were trying to split carries. I don't know why. I thought he should have ran the ball a lot more too, though. Derek Carr doing Derek Carr things. Of course, Derek Carr is always going to do Derek Carr things. Derek Carr is Derek Carr. He ain't going to be the Raider fans. They have, especially this offseason, they had masturbatory fantasies of being the 2021 Bengals. And I seen it because they're in my comments. A lot of people are in my comments. A lot of the stuff that I posted in the community tab, a lot of the videos that I posted, Raider fans have masturbatory fantasies of being the 2021 Bengals, a team with a bad offensive line that's going to get to a Super Bowl. They're not. Joe Burrow is better than Derek Carr. Derek Carr will never do anything Joe Burrow can do. He doesn't have the poise. He doesn't have the moxie. He's not built like that. He's just not. The Raiders, they have masturbatory fantasies of that, though, because the Bengals have, 3 good wide receivers, and they were able to get to the Super Bowl with a bad offensive line. Nobody ever talks about how everything, really came together for them and how much of, crazy luck it was and that it will never happen again. Ryan Tannehill, they beat the Raiders in the wild card, right? So that's not saying much. Ryan Tannehill melted down in the divisional game, right? They ended up winning that despite having given up 9 sacks or whatever it was. Then Patrick Mahomes melted down in the second half of the AFC Championship game. Nobody ever talks about that either. Like, that was luck. That will never ever happen again. You're not going to go on the road 3, or two consecutive times and have the other team just completely melt down. That's just not going to happen. The Bengals were kind of in the Super Bowl by default. So, take from that what you will, but that's never going to happen. Raider fans, that's not going to happen. Y'all not making it to the Super Bowl. Get over it, please. Please, please, please. Herbert, yeah, Justin Herbert, man, he. This is what you expect from him now. I don't even like the throw that to DeAndre Carter. I seen a lot of people on social media like, man, look at this throw, look at that dart, and I'm just like, does that even make Herbert's like top 20? I don't think so. Me personally, I don't think so. We've seen him do some really, really amazing stuff. I don't even think that throw was in. He can do that waking out of, you can probably wake him up at 4 a.m. in a panic, in a hurry, and he can probably do that. So that definitely. Everett was a freight train out there, knew his assignment, knew what to do. Yes, he did. He did. And like I said, he's got some wiggle to his game. So I think he is going to come in crucial, like, especially on these third downs, 36, 3rd and 7. That's a guy you cannot, ignore, right? And he's going to be in single coverage. He's going to be in single coverage against a safety or a linebacker. He can outrun a linebacker and he can outbody a safety, right? He's just going to body the safety for a catch. We already seen him do that. We seen him just do that right now for that touchdown. So yeah, love how the announcers kept saying it was an elite quarterback. I seen that. I seen that. Who was that? Before the game started, me and my wife were sitting here, and it says this is a matchup between two of the best quarterbacks in the league, and I'm just like, what? Two of the best I know one of them is here. When is the other best quarterback in the league going to arrive? Because I know he ain't talking about Derek Carr, and Derek Carr went out there and proceeded to show that he ain't one of the best quarterbacks in the league. So yeah, like, get out of here with that. They're trying to build this up so much. They're trying to build this thing up to where it's Carr versus Herbert. And it's not. It's never going to be that. Like, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Like, it's not that. Carr's been in the league for a long time. He couldn't beat Phillip Rivers. He's 8-8 against the Chargers, 8-8 against Phillip Rivers, and it's not. He is not that guy. He's not that guy. Justin Herbert is way younger than him as well too. So it's not. It's not a thing. It's like apples and oranges. It's not a thing. Like, they're trying to make this be like something where all four AFC quarterbacks are all like equally yoked, and it's just not. It's not. It's not. Justin Herbert he's pretty much at the top right now. I would say just as far as quarterbacks go, he's at the top. I think Mahomes obviously is good, but he has some advantages there that the other three quarterbacks don't have. But as far as just the quarterback play, Justin Herbert's at the top, and we know this. Most people know this, but they're going to keep trying to build this matchup up like it's some great thing that's going on. Yeah, that's a bunch of fooey. Bryce was all over Renfro. It was amazing to watch. Really showed that he's a slot. He is a slot guy, and he knows what he's doing. Like I said, outside of Khalil Mack, he's the MVP this game. Definitely. How long have I been a Charger fan? Let's see. I've been a Charger fan for a really long time. I grew up like really watching. I grew up watching a lot of basketball. I watched more basketball. I paid attention to basketball more than I did football. So when I did start paying attention to football, I was like, how old was I? Maybe like 11, I think. Maybe 10 or 11. This is when I really started paying attention to football. And obviously, I'm a Laker fan, and I'm a Dodger fan. I'm a USC football fan. I root for LA sports. So because LA didn't have a team for a long time, I was like, what team is the closest to LA, right? And obviously San Diego. The Chargers were in San Diego at the time. I remember that 01 year. I think Doug Flutie was the quarterback. But that's when I really started paying attention to the Chargers, and I was like, yeah, this is a cool team. And I didn't want to like jump on a bandwagon of a team that was like winning Super Bowls and stuff either, like, because I'm not a bandwagon fan. I've been a Laker fan my whole life. I've been a Dodger fan my whole life. And I don't care, as far as like what they do or how well they do, how bad they are. Like, I'm just gonna be a fan. I'm not gonna go and bandwagon and hop. Like, there's a lot of Laker fans now, or a lot of Laker fans back in the day who are now Golden State Warrior fans, right? And that makes me sick. It's like, get out of here with that. I'm not one of those people. So when I started paying attention to the Chargers and I became a fan, I've pretty much stuck with them, through thick and thin. So, and obviously, I'm sure there are some people on the Charger bandwagon, but the Chargers have not had, a lot of franchise success. So I'm not just here just like, oh, because Chargers are winning now. So no, that's really not my fandom. So I've been a fan since I want to say like 11, since I'm 32 now. So it's been like over 20 years. So I've been a fan for a long time. So brother, we didn't have JC bolt up. Yes. Hopefully we get him back. Probably for week 3, that week 3 game against the Jaguars. I think we'll see though. We will see. Hope Allen injury isn't too bad. I don't think it's going to be that bad. Well, it just depends. I think he'll get an MRI. He knew it immediately, so he wasn't able to like really do any more damage to it. Because he just walked out the field. But these they normally last like 4 to 6 weeks probably. So we'll see what happens. I think if the Chargers are winning though, there's no need to rush him back. No need to rush him back at all. we're going to need to have him down the stretch, especially if, we want to have a shot at home field advantage and things like that in the playoffs. We're going to need Keenan Allen down the stretch. So I think that's when we're going to need him, and I think he'll be, ramping up and starting feeling healthy back then. So Lakers, Chargers, Dodgers. Yes, Lakers, Chargers, Dodgers, and USC football. USC football is back. In case y'all ain't wondering, by the way, if you didn't watch the game, USC football is back. They back like an MF. I can't wait to watch them. I've been a fan of Southland teams my entire life. I got a picture of me as, I think I was like one and a half, or I don't know, maybe 18 months, 16 months. I'm walking around drinking a bottle wearing a Magic Johnson hoodie. So, I've been a fan my whole entire life. So, yeah, I'm definitely rolling with all the Southland teams. Doug Flutie and Seattle made me a season ticket holder. Yeah, they were that was an exciting team. I thought Doug Flutie was pretty exciting. When I was a kid, I thought he was a lot better than he really was. But looking back at his career, I was like, that guy wasn't really all that great. Because I remember when they made the move to Drew Brees, I was like, man, Doug Flutie's a legend. But obviously he wasn't. That was before I knew a lot about football. But yeah, those were fun teams. They didn't do a whole lot, but they were fun to watch. You ever think our stadium will be packed like other teams? I hate seeing more of the other teams, but I love seeing them home, man. I mean, LA is, you can't get upset about it. LA is a destination city. It is a destination city, and it doesn't matter any LA team. They are going to have fans of other teams come because they can make a weekend out of it, right? I don't want to go watch the Chargers play. If the Chargers play the Browns, right? I think they play the Browns later on this year. I'm not flying to Cleveland, to cold ass Cleveland, to go watch the Chargers play. There's nothing in Cleveland I want to see, right? There's probably just going to be a bunch of snow and cold. I don't want to go see that. The opposite is true for the Chargers. I mean, for the fans who come to SoFi Stadium, to Rams, Chargers, whatever, right? I went to Disneyland last week. There was a bunch of Bills fans at Disneyland, a whole bunch of people, Bills Mafia stuff, wearing it was on Wednesday before that Thursday night game. People fly out to Southern California and they will literally make a week out of it. They're going to go to the beach. They're going to go to Disneyland, right? They're going to go to Magic Mountain. They're going to go to Universal Studios. They're going to go to Hollywood, right? Look at the stars, the Walk of Fame, and all that stuff. There's so much to do out here that people are going to really like plan their vacations around it. And then they're going to culminate whatever it is, right, by going to a game, right? Or maybe they stay and catch some stuff during the week or whatever's going on, right? If there's like the Grammys going on or whatever big event that's going on, people are going to make a week out of it. So LA is a destination city. And it's also a city full of transplants as well, too. So people have to remember that you're going to get all of those people out here. So a lot of people are coming out here, not just for games. They're going to Disneyland. They're going to go do all the touristy stuff, right? They're going to come and have fun, right? There's just so much to do around here. There's the beach. There's all kinds of crap to do around here. So we always have to remember that people are going to come to do it. There's not really another city. Name another city where it's like that, right? You might have some diehard fans, a couple thousand diehard fans go out to places, but what are you going to do, right? You go to Buffalo for a game. What are you going to do besides the game? Nothing, right? You're going to probably sit in your hotel room, right? And try to stay out of the cold, right? Or I don't know, you look at just name like a random city where you can, I don't know, Cincinnati. What's there to do in Cincinnati, right? Do you want to watch the Reds play or something? I don't know. Like there's just not a lot to do the way that there is in LA. Even in New York, you can go to New York and do a lot of stuff, but during football season, New York is typically cold, right? Do a lot of people want to go and fly into the cold? Do you want to go fly into the cold? Do you want to go sit in, 5-degree weather and all that stuff? No, they're going to come out to LA. It was 85 degrees at SoFi today, right? And as the winter rolls along, it's going to be like 70 degrees. The game I went to last year was like 80 degrees outside. It was like October. So, I mean, you just can't compare it to other cities. Like there's just so much to do. People, the one game that people are going to go to during the season is going to be at SoFi, right? Whether their team plays the Rams, the Chargers, or whatever, that's pretty much going to be the one game that they go to just because they can make a week out of it, make a vacation out of it, bring the kids, let's go see Mickey Mouse and all that stuff. So that really is, I think, the main reason why there's so many other fans at the stadium. But I don't care. It doesn't matter. As long as the team is good, as long as the Chargers are good, they're fine. They're fine with it. So Fans don't win games, players do. So, yeah. Why does Lombardi get so conservative with the play call? We can punch it down the throat, but they refuse to flip this. Yeah, I know. That's what Joe Lombardi does. That's what he does. There's a segment of Charger fans who love Joe Lombardi. They love the offense. They love everything. And I do have to give him credit because it is a good offense, right? But how much of the offense do you? And it's the same position, same thing that I'm telling the Raider fans, right? The Raider fans who believe that Josh McDaniels is revolutionary in his offense, right? How do you split the pie? How do you split the pie between Tom Brady and Josh McDaniels offensively, right? Well, obviously we know now. We have enough data to know Josh McDaniels 11 and 18 as a head coach, terrible offenses everywhere he went outside of New England. We have enough data to know that Tom Brady was responsible for that. The lion's share. He gets the lion's share of the offense. So we're in the same position now where a lot of Charger fans are like, man, Joe Lombardi's so great. No, Justin Herbert is responsible for the lion's share of the success. This Joe Lombardi offense has been other places and hasn't worked the way that it's worked here because of Justin Herbert. We have a generational quarterback. And I think that's what Charger fans need to understand. We have a generational quarterback. He makes some of Joe Lombardi's bad calls. He turns those into touchdowns, right? Same way that Tom Brady turned some of Josh McDaniels' bad offensive play calls into touchdowns. That's who we have at quarterback. So we always have to remember that. When we see the game plans, we want to give Joe Lombardi a heap, a bunch of praise onto him. Remember that we have a generational quarterback at under center, and this is who we have. So you really just can't do too much of that. You can't just say, "Oh man, Joe Lombardi is so great. He's so great. He's so great." We have a generational quarterback. Justin Herbert is the best quarterback that this organization has ever had, and I can say that proudly. This is year 3. Game 1, year 3. Justin Herbert is the best quarterback in Chargers franchise history. Phillip Rivers has never been this good. He's never ever been this good ever. And I love Phillip Rivers. I've always loved Phillip Rivers. Been a big Phillip Rivers defender, but he ain't this guy. Justin Herbert is Kobe-ish. I'm saying he's Kobe-ish right now. He really is. He's Kobe-ish, and you can see on his face, you can see his determination. You can see his he's a quiet guy. He's kind of like that Kawhi Leonard, that silent killer type, but you can see it on his face. He's different. He's different. We have never had a guy like this, and we ain't never gonna see another guy like this probably afterwards, right? We can hope so, but we probably not gonna see a guy like Justin Herbert ever again. So whatever offense that we roll out there, he's gonna make it work. He's not a guy. He's not gonna ruffle feathers. He's not gonna talk no shit. He's not gonna, come out and make things uncomfortable for everybody. That guy is gonna make it work, and that's what it is. So that's what Joe Lombardi does. It's a destination and transplant. So yeah, LA is a transplant city. It is, and the fans are going to show up for other teams. But it is what it is. And the Raiders have roots in LA too. There are a lot of old timey Raider fans in LA. There's a bunch. When I lived in Anaheim, I would work sometime in LA, and I came across, I don't know, maybe if I just counted them right now, and it's a place that I worked for like maybe 6 or 7 months, maybe 70 to 80 people over the age of 50 who are Raider fans and who have like really great memories of the Raiders being in LA and playing at the Coliseum and taking their kids to games and all of this stuff. So like the Raiders are entrenched in LA just because they used to play here. So that's why I think a lot of people are Raider fans as well too. But there were a lot of Charger fans at the game as well too. That's something that the media is not really going to cover. There was a lot of Charger fans, and it was loud as a mug in there. I heard it when the Chargers were scoring and getting first down. So that's something the media ain't going to talk about either. There's a lot of Charger fans too, and there are more and more Charger fans every day. There are more Charger fans that I come across every day too. I see a lot of bolts out there on cars, hats, shirts. The Chargers are starting to gain some ground in LA. That's something that a lot of people are not going to talk about, but I've noticed it this offseason, especially with all the moves. There's a buzz in the city about the Chargers that has never been there, and I'm excited. I'm definitely excited. Let's see. Callahan and Mack get 2 game balls. Who would I give the third to? Let's see. I would give the third probably to Probably Carter, probably DeAndre Carter. I think he stepped up when we needed him. He stepped in when we needed him, and I think recognizing him would definitely do something for his confidence. I think he's a guy that's bouncing around. He's been on like 8 teams, I think. So doing something like that can really, I think it will really help his confidence. Him and Herbert seem to have really, really good chemistry. And I think that would really propel him and get his confidence up, and he'll continue performing. I like DeAndre Carter. I like what he's giving us, especially at a discount too. I think they signed him for like 1.3 million or something like that. So definitely DeAndre Carter, the third game ball. See, do you have faith in Dustin Hopkins to win? Oh man, I have faith in Dustin Hopkins from like 40 yards and in. Anything outside of that, not really. I don't think that he is known as a deep kicker either. When he was in Washington, I think he botched a couple of kicks in a few games that I watched. I think it was last year or might have been the year before last. 40 and in, yes, but I think we need to give him a chance because we need to get this thing solidified. It always seems like it's always going to be a kicker or something like that. Let's give him a chance. Let's get his confidence up. I want to get his confidence up because if we get his confidence up, then I think he can ball and I think he'll do good. But this kicker situation has to be I'm sick and tired of the kicker situation. It seems like every single year after Nate Kading, I don't know when he retired or whenever it was that he got cut. Man, this has been a roller coaster. The kicker situation for the Chargers has been a roller coaster. Hopefully, I trust him 40 yards and in. 40 yards and in, I trust him. But anything after that, I don't know. The punter, yeah, J.K. Scott, that's a boomer. Yes, that changed. Definitely one of those things that didn't get talked about in the offseason. J.K. Scott, he can boom some punts. He can really boom some punts. And that's going to be crucial, especially in playoff games. Let's see. The media hates the Chargers. We have that Gorilla newscast fan. We put it in for. Yeah, we do. Yeah, the media doesn't like the Chargers. I don't know why though. It's an LA team who is really on the upswing, and I think normally in previous years, yes, that would be the thing. But I think it's going to be hard to deny the Chargers this year. The organization is going to make a bunch of money. The Spanos family is going to make a bunch of money, especially if the Chargers continue to winning. It's going to be hard to keep the Chargers out of the news, out of the media. So going forward, I think they're definitely going to be able to. They're going to be covering the Chargers more. A lot of the showcasing a lot of the players more. That's what I think. Khalil showed up and showed out. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And I expected that too. I really no surprise from him. That's what he does. That's what he does. So glad to have him on our team. Derwin was everywhere today. Definitely deserves some love. Yes, he does. Yeah. Oh yeah, I definitely gave Derwin some love. See, Derwin is the guy that's going to clean up a lot of the messes. And you see a lot of the tackles, like some of the chunk plays that the Raiders had. Derwin was there for a lot of the tackles. He cleans a lot of stuff up. He's just so smart though. He's very smart. And he is, I love his playing style. He's physical, but he is so like measured in his physicality. He's a guy, he's had some injuries, so he's not out there headhunting. He's out there looking to make the best play possible, right? Whether that's a sack, a strip sack, if he's punching the ball out from a guy, whatever, he'll wrap up and make the short tackle before he comes up and makes the big hit. He definitely deserves a lot of credit. He's been steady. He's been one of the most steady guys on our squad since he got drafted. So definitely deserve a lot of love. The Herbert. Shoot, we might have to let Herbert kick it sometime, man. If Dustin Hopkins don't get his stuff together, but again, hopefully we get his confidence up so he's able to make those kicks, and hopefully we're not in positions where we need him to like make 55 yarders in order for us to win games. If we're in those positions, then we lost already. So that's the way I look at it. DeAndre Carter stepped in and stepped up. Yes, he did. Yep, definitely did. Yeah, we got to be grateful for Derwin. Yeah, and I'm glad he got his contract situation up. Got that situation taken care of, so he can just play without any worries, without any am I going to get paid here or whatever. He completely took care of that, so I'm glad he took care of that. Play Staley's presser. What happened to? Let's see. Has he had his presser already? Let's see. Let me see if I can Yeah, I was thinking about playing some of the press conferences as soon as I heard some of the words on here. I was hoping that we was gonna get more Raider fans up in here. Now I only see as Charger fans because when I was making them videos in week 1, we had a bunch of Raider fans in here talking about things that they don't know about, talking about all of the success that the Raiders are going to have, talking about all of this and that, and Devontae Adams and all of this stuff. They're not in here. They're nowhere to be found. I texted a lot of my Raider fan friends, and they haven't hit me back. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to see where they're at, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Let's see. Really hoping not to lose a couple of games from being too conservative to realize that we have Herbert. Bro, it's probably gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna. I don't think it'll be as many games as last year, just because our defense looks to be like really really good. But we are gonna get conservative, and we're gonna lose games because of it. You can bet your bottom dollar on that, sir. Bet your bottom. How Raider fans said Mack was. They've been saying Khalil Mack is washed. Yeah. They've been saying it. They've been saying it, and not taking into account that he was injured last year, not at all. Just saying, yeah, he's washed, and saying that Max Crosby is better than Khalil Mack. Max Crosby, the guy out there getting his exercise. They've been saying that. Yes, they have been saying that. Let's see. We did this without J.C. Jackson. Yes, sir. All bark, no bite. Raider fans come crashing to earth. Yeah, because Raider fans are the most delusional fan base. Like I've been making videos here on YouTube for like what's it been? It's been like a little over a year now, I would say. And I've pretty much talked to fans of like every fan base, and most other fan bases are really like in tune with the reality of their situations, right? The reality of the situations of their teams. I had one guy leave a comment on a post today. I think he was a Seahawks fan, and he left a pretty long detailed comment about his thoughts on the Seahawks and stuff like that. But he was very in tune like with reality of what the situation of his team is. Raider fans are not. The Raider fans are just completely crazy, delusional people who think that Derek Carr is just going to get them where they need to be, even though he's never won a playoff game there. They think Josh McDaniels is some guy who is this offensive savior who is just coming from heaven, who is just going to completely, renovate everything that is going on there. Like, it's just not going to happen. And they always talk about how Josh McDaniels has won so many Super Bowls. They never mention Brady, and they never mention Belichick. It's gotta suck to be a Raider fan. You have to have some type of delusion, and you have to have like you're operating on some type of like hope. Oh, I hope we do this. I hope we do that. Like I hope this and this. I hope this is great. Like it's just like yeah, that's all good and dandy, but you're gonna have to go out there and win football games. And if your team don't win football games, your team is not a good team. And that's just basically what it boils down to. But then they bring up this and that, and then they bring up the 2021 Bengals, and they bring up all of this crap that doesn't really have anything to do with their team on the field. And we've seen what their team on the field did today. They're not good. They're not going to be a good team. And any other season, I would say, okay, let's wait and see what the Raiders do. They're not a good team because they're not good up front on either side. And I can say that now. You're not going to win anything if you're not good up front on either side, right? Max Crosby can make a play here and there. Chandler Jones can make a play here and there. They're not good on either side. So, it is what it is. Let's see this come here. I might love the content. Thank you, Christopher. Really appreciate the support. I love the Dolphin fan base. They're funny. Dolphin fan base, yeah, they are. Dolphin fan base is funny too. But you know what? They're holding out hope for their quarterback. They're holding out hope for Tua. They are perpetually upset they didn't draft Herbert, and I get it. I really understand it. So they're trying to make the best of it with Tua. But I never hear Dolphin fans say that, man, we are the team to beat, or we'll be in Super Bowls, and and they have more of a right to say that than Raider fans do, because Mike McDaniel, there's an unknown there, right? He comes from the Sean McVay tree. We know that those guys can coach offense, right? I just said it in the video. McVay, Zach Taylor, and Kyle Shanahan all have gotten to Super Bowls, right? So it wouldn't be crazy to infer that maybe Mike McDaniel can get to a Super Bowl too, right? He comes from the same coaching tree. He knows what he's doing. Dolphin fans have more of a right to say that than Raider fans do, because I covered it all this week. Josh McDaniels he's had zero success, zero outside of New England. He was a failure as a head coach with the Broncos. He failed in his offensive coordinator stint with the Rams. And it doesn't appear that he is going to have a super great offense with the Raiders. They're not good up front. They missed the most important part of having a good offense. This is the offensive line, right? So I just don't see it. I don't see it. And I like living in reality. I really do, especially with all of my teams. I'm able to say if my team suck, right? Just like I think the Lakers they might suck this year. I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of unknown. I'm not a fan of Patrick Beverly, all that yelling and screaming and getting 5 points a game. I don't care about that, right? I think the Lakers might suck again this year. I don't know for sure, but I think that they might suck. It wouldn't surprise me if they do suck. But I'm living in reality. I'm not saying the Lakers are going to go win the championship, because they're probably not. The Lakers cannot beat the Warriors as currently constructed right now. I always live in reality. I've always prided myself on that, right? Now, the Dodgers is a different story. It might be one of the best baseball teams I've ever seen in my life. But no matter, regardless, good, bad, and anything in the middle, I'm able to say that, my team is who they are. And I live in reality, right? The Chargers, they look really, really good, right? Obviously, they got to show us some more stuff. They got to clean some stuff up. This looks really good. This looks like one of the best Charger teams of all time. It's not, crazy for me to say that. No matter what, though, I'm always going to err on the side of reality, because I don't want to be a crazy delusional fan. And people are not going to tune into my channel. People are not going to watch my videos if I'm just coming on here filleting everything the Chargers do. Like, there are some channels that do that. Like, that's why I don't partake in anybody else's like content on YouTube. I don't watch anything else. I always try to formulate my own thoughts and opinions. When the Chargers were making a lot of moves and stuff in the offseason, I would try to come on here and break things down the best way that I can analytically, right? And say, okay, I think this guy might be a good fit, or maybe this won't be a great fit, or whatever. But give credit to the Chargers. Most of the moves they made this year were great, right? They moves that needed to be made. But if I was on YouTube like in years back, right, and I was making the same content, I would be able to come on here and say, oh, that's not a great move that the Chargers made. I'm not going to come on here and just fillet everybody, right? And just give the two-hand thing, to every move that the Chargers make. That's BS. And it's disingenuous. And I know people don't like that. So I always err on the side of reality. If the Chargers don't play well, I can come on here and say the Chargers are not playing well. If they play good, I can come on here and say that they're playing good. And anything else in between. Like, I always live in reality. Always live in reality. You're never going to come on here and see me trying to talk up guys who suck. I'm not going to do that, right? The Jerry Tillery video that I did, like I didn't come on here and say, I think Jerry Tillery's going to be great if he does play edge and all this stuff. I just came on here and just said kind of what Brandon Staley said at the press conference, right? We could see this guy here at this position, right? So let's see how he does. If he does great, great for him, right? But I'm not going to expect him. I'm not going to come on here and say, whoa, this could be a game changer. I'm not going to fillet everything the Chargers do. I'm not one of those fans. Definitely not one of those fans. And I don't want to be one of those people on YouTube where I'm out here just filleting everything. It's just crazy. It's ridiculous. They're ridiculous to me. But yeah. Sorry, I went on a little rant there. Gonna have to be on point for the Chiefs on Thursday. Beat the hell out of the Cardinals. Yeah, but the Cardinals didn't really show nothing, especially up front. Having to deal with Mack and Bosa, collapsing the pocket, the Chiefs are that's going to be something that they're going to have to deal with. They're going to definitely have to, because Mack and Bosa were collapsing the pockets on the edge. I know Mahomes like to get out of the pocket a lot and all that stuff. That's going to be difficult, with the edges collapse, right? He might be able to, get through and finagle, maybe make some throws, but the pressure is going to be on them to really stop our defense, especially the way that we were taking the ball away as well, too. So let's see. I heard Mahomes look good today. Yeah, he did. The Cardinals didn't look any good, though. The Cardinals looked like they didn't want to play. When I was looking at some highlights, I was like, damn. And he was doing stuff. It was very easy. He was side-arming throws, and guys were wide open. So it's like, I don't think that's going to happen against us. Oh, there's a guy. It got scary for a minute, but then we shut it down. We all knew Devontae was going to ball out. Keller, yep. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It did, yeah. And I wasn't scared because that type of offense is not going to sustain itself ever. Being reliant on one man to catch pass is just not going to sustain itself. It can't. It can't. The Raiders have to come out and do something else. They have to come out and do something. You can't just throw the ball to Devontae. If they come out and do this in their next game, they're going to lose again. You just can't do that. Like, teams are going to be willing to give that up. Would you be willing to let Devontae Adams go off for 150 for a win? Hell yeah. All 32, ask the other 31 teams. They will all say yes. And that's pretty much what the Chargers did. With the let Devontae get off. Okay, what else are we going to do? We're going to collapse the pocket. We're going to sack you 6 times. We're going to pick you off, right? We're going to shut down your run game because we know that you're not committed to the run. You're just running the ball just because. You're just running the ball just because you don't want to pass it every single down. That's the only reason why you're doing it. So, yes, all of the other things line up to you. Devontae can go off. Like I said, it's great for the people who play fantasy football. It's great. Go off. You got Devontae Adams, go off, win your league, win your money, whatever, this and that. The Raiders ain't winning no games with that, though. That don't win no games. That don't win no championships. It just doesn't. It just doesn't, because that's not the way that football was intended to be played. There's 11 men on the field, right? And if there is, your quarterback is throwing it to one guy, that's 2 people really involved, right? 2 people involved on the play stats-wise. The other people, particularly the offensive line, have to hold up in everything else that they do. And if they don't hold up, then it's going to be a long day. You're going to be able to put up your stats, but it's still going to be a long day. I don't know how many play. Like, I want everybody to look at this from this standpoint, right? So I'm going to go over the numbers again, right? So Devontae Adams, let's look at Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams had 10 receptions for 141 yards, right? 10 receptions, 141 yards. How many? The Raiders ran 56 total plays. So Devontae Adams had 10 catches on 56 total plays. There's 46 other plays that didn't go to Devontae Adams. Did they maximize those? No, they did not. So anybody who is, worried or really over worried about what Devontae Adams can do, is he going to have many games much better than he had today? I don't think so. 10 catches is pretty good, right? He might have a game this year where he does, 12 or 13 catches, but out of how many plays, right? How many total plays? 56 total plays is a low number of plays too, right? Because the Chargers offense, they kind of ate up the clock a little bit, especially in the first half. But you got 46 other plays. And if you're not maximizing those, if you're not going to other people, if you're not hitting other people, if you're not running the ball, with a purpose, then it's just going to be all for naught. It's just going to be all numbers. It's just going to be all window dressing. And that's what it is. Devontae Adams got a lot of good numbers. Good for him. But it's all window dressing, and it really doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things. So, again, man, I'm just really upset that there aren't more Raider fans in here to tell me how great Josh McDaniels is, because I want to hear it. I want to hear it. I want to hear how great Josh McDaniels is. I want to hear how great their defensive coordinator is, their staff, whatever. I want to hear how great they are, because that's what I was hearing all week long. They're not. Josh McDaniels is not it. Derek Carr is not it. The Raiders are going to have to go do something else. Really. They're going to have to pretty much restart the season and think of something else to do, because it's just not going it's just not going to work. And a lot of teams are not going to be scared of this. A lot of teams are not going to be scared. They're going to see how the Chargers play this. And obviously they're not going to have, the type of talent that the Chargers have, but they're going to be able to at least make it harder for the Raiders, because the Raiders need to go down the field 10, 12 plays in order to score touchdowns, right? Devontae Adams is not Tyreek Hill. He can't take the top off of defense. Darren Waller can make some big plays and stuff like that, but they're still going to have to run the ball at some point. You're still going to have your offensive line protect Derek Carr through 16 more games. He got sacked 6 times today. I think he got hit. Well, he probably got hit 10 times. So probably at least 10 quarterback hits. You got 16 more of those. Are you going to keep your quarterback healthy? That's the big question for me, for the Raiders. Can your quarterback stay healthy with all of whatever was going on today? We don't know. We have no idea. We have no earthly idea. So I don't know, man. I think for me, if I'm a Raider fan, I'm worried. I'm worried. Definitely worried. Gotta get out of here. Love the content. Thank you. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you guys for all the support. Man, I've been live. This is the longest live I've ever done. It's been an hour and a half, but I'm still happy. I'm still not done talking shit to these Raider fans. And I want Raider fans to come in here. Please, if you know Raider fans, send them to this live stream because I'm talking shit. And like I told my wife, I'm talking shit until my voice goes out because I heard it all week from the Raiders how great this team is. I want to see, is Josh McDaniels Sean McVay? Is he? Is he the offensive guru that we think he is? Is he? Is he? Is he now? Is he? Okay. I'm just there haven't been no Raider fans here. They've been quiet. They've been quiet. Hopefully, once I post this live, hopefully the Raider fans will come in here and hopefully they will attach their comments and all of that stuff. So that way, everybody, myself, you guys included, that we can all school them and let them know. But I haven't seen no Raider fans in here, and I was expecting some Raider fans, but I'm upset that they didn't come. But again, the Chargers are a better team. Justin Herbert is a better quarterback. At this point right now, the coaching matchup, it looks like I'm going with Brandon Staley over Josh McDaniels. Josh McDaniels, I know what he is. I don't know what Brandon Staley is yet. This was a pretty good defensive game plan today. Got to give Staley some credit. But, yeah, I think the Chargers are just a better team. They're going to match up again, so obviously we'll be at this again. But we have some results now from a game where we can say that the Chargers are a better team than the Raiders at this point right now. And anybody who can argue that is they're welcome to. They're welcome to come on my page and argue. But that's all I got, man. I've been live for a long time. My voice getting ready to go out. I'm about to go get some water or something. Watch this other game. Thank you guys so much for rocking with me. I really appreciate it. I'm going to come back. I'm going to make some more videos throughout the week. We're definitely going to go over this. I'm going to go over some of the all 22 stuff too. I definitely want to take a look at that. I know it's going to be available in like a day, 24, 36 hours, whatever. So I'm going to be going through that stuff as well too. Thank you guys so much for being on this live stream with me. Really, really appreciate it. I'm going to get off here. My voice is starting to go. So thank you guys so much, and definitely see you guys later.